Hello, this is Carl and welcome to the first of the Secret of Imagining seminars. This is going to be a very brief video. I just want to introduce you to what I'm doing, and it's been my intention for quite a long time now to run seminars, and you're sitting there in your room or in your office or in a cafe or something with your iPad, and I'm over here in my home in Asia, and I wanted to bring the seminar to you. So in the Secret of Imagining seminars, I'm going to be sharing with you all of the knowledge, tools, tips, information, all the techniques, everything that I know and that I use that will help you to get more out of your life and to live the kind of life that you really desire to live. And I know from experience over the past many years that a lot of this technology, a lot of the stories that we're told, a lot of the materials that we're given to learn from, some of it works, some of it doesn't work. And having practiced and gone into a lot of these teachings, I've really nailed down a body of information which works, and I want to share that with you. So on this wall behind me, you can see there's a lot of pictures. And I like to use pictures to explain different pieces of information and different techniques, because a picture is worth 1,000 words, and when it's explained properly you're really going to get it, you're going to understand it, and then you're going to be able to put it to use in your life. And in order for us to get the most out of life, what we really need to do is we need to understand the game, the rules of the game of life. And the rules that you've probably got so far, you might have some pieces of information, you might have some of the rules, some of the techniques, but what you really need is a big overview of everything so that you can see the whole game of life and how it works. And then when you have that knowledge, you'll be able to put that to use, and you'll be able to put the techniques to use in your life and actually make them work. And that's a bit of a leap. So step one is the game of life, and what are the rules and how do I use these rules. Step two is what do I want, because we're here for a reason, and the reason is to have a happy, joyful, loving life and to help other people do likewise. So we're here, we're all one big family of brothers and sisters, and we're here to help each other have a totally amazing experience. So step two really is what do I want in my life. And there's two sides to this. There's the ego, and then there's the higher self. And the higher self is the true you, it's the real you. And information that comes from the real you is the information that you want to be working with. Information which comes from the ego is information that you can take a look at. Do I like it? Don't I like it? Is it coming from ego or not? Because when you work with the information and the desires and the aspirations that come from your higher self, this is where you're really going to start living the life which is going to put the smile back on your face. It's going to put a smile on everybody's face who encounters you. This is the real knowledge, the real information. So step two is what I call your abundance true life vision. So it's a life vision for you, and I'm going to guide you through the process so you can connect with your higher self and get some information which is absolutely right for you, that you can start taking action on and start manifesting the life of your dreams. And the information that comes from your higher self, it's going to have an element of giving in it, and it's going to be giving of your gifts and talents. So how do I know that to be true? Well, we are all a part of the consciousness of God, and therefore we are like mini God forces who are taking part in this wonderful game called life. Now, God gives. God doesn't send you a bill for your life. Your higher self gives. Your higher self doesn't send you an annual salary fee for your life. Mother Nature gives of its gifts, and it doesn't send you a bill for those gifts. It doesn't send you taxes and stuff like that. So everything that is true and real in life is given to you. And it just stands to reason that you have something to give too. So somewhere inside of you is a gift and a talent, and maybe more than one gift and talent, and it's something that you can take out into the world and give of yourself and put a smile on your own face and put a smile on everyone else's faces. because this whole big jigsaw puzzle called life is absolutely perfect. And then the next step, after we've got ourselves a nice little vision happening, which by the way you will want to refine over time, you'll look at it, you'll refine it, you'll change it. There'll be aspects of it which run true through the whole thing, and as you get more connected with your higher self, the bits which are true and real are going to become more, they're going to become more visible to you, and you're going to focus more on those. But okay, what are the techniques then that we can use and apply to the higher self, this true life vision, so that we can play in the game of life and lead the best life that we can lead? So there's a bunch of techniques, and they're very, very simple. And over the years, over the past 18 years, I've done so many different kinds of personal development, and I'm sure you've done so many different kinds of personal development too, and a lot of it doesn't work because it's incomplete or it's wrong. So what we want to work with is the simple techniques, and they are simple. And we want to use these techniques to manifest our true life vision, our abundance true life vision, so that we can really truly enjoy this life of ours. So this is a bit of an overview of what I want to share with you in these seminars, and we're going to take it at a pace that you can handle, and it'll be on videos, and there'll be little workbooks that you can use, and we're going to work our way steadily through the whole thing. Now some of you are going to be going, oh thank God, you know, I'm going to get some information I can finally use. And some of you out there are going to be going, well, I know all of this already, my life's a dream and everything's going on really, really well for me already. So whether you know everything or you don't know everything, whether your life is magical or it's not magical and you've got a bunch of challenges, I'd invite you to participate in the seminar and to look at the materials and to just study what comes through, because maybe there's going to be something that you pick up that you missed before that's really going to help you. And if you're really struggling at the moment, I guarantee this is going to help you, because I can tell you from my heart, I have done struggle. I have struggled and struggled and struggled. And through that struggle has come this knowledge that I want to share with you. Okay, so this stuff works. And the last thing I'd like to say to you is I really want to run this like a seminar. This is kind of like a trial run for me. And I'll be refining the techniques and the teachings as I go, and when I refine them I'll offer them to you. I'll say, hey, I've made a change here, I've made a change there, etc. But what I'd like to invite you to do is to imagine that you're actually sitting in a seminar and participating, and I'm going to imagine that you're sitting out there in front of me and I'm sharing with you, and I can see you sitting there in front of me and I'm sharing this information with you. So what does it take? It takes some willingness, okay? Willingness to participate. And these really are some basic rules for life. You've got to be willing to change and ready to change. Because unless you change, nothing changes. So you have to change things in your mind, and then you'll experience them in your world. So step one, willingness to change, willingness to participate. And when I say participate, if you have questions, please email in those questions. Ask your questions so that I can answer your questions. Now, a lot of time in life, I've done this work on my own. Most of it, I've done this work on my own. I've read a lot of books, I've done a lot of courses, etc. And there hasn't been anyone to ask. But I'm here now to, you can ask me and I will answer the questions for you. Okay, and the next step is really do the work. This is the hero's journey. Wherever you're at right now, life is the hero's journey. And you've got to have diligence, you've got to have persistence, you've got to have dedication to the journey. And when you put all of this stuff in, you will get the magic come back to you. I guarantee you're going to find the support that you need, you're going to find that magic happening in your life. Because unfortunately, what we've been trained in the personal development world today is there's one little CD and you just play this CD 3 times and it's going to fix your whole life. Or there's one little course and you just do this course a couple of times and it'll fix your life. And unfortunately, it's not true. All right, there is work to do, and it's going to be a consistent process of looking at your life, applying the work, cutting out what doesn't work and focusing on what does work. And I'll share all of these techniques with you as we move along and as we move through. So look, this video's taken a little bit longer than I expected. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to it and watch it. And I'd like to invite you to sign up with your name and your email address below. And I will use this to communicate with you. If you're not interested, then no worries, don't fill it out. Okay, thanks very much for being here. I appreciate you, and let's do this together. Thank you.